Going on, guys? Welcome to my Summerslam 2024 recap slash take slash whatever you want to call it. Plenty to talk about today. That was probably the best SummerSlam in like a while. I was watching it. I watched the entire thing. Match to match. Like some matches were a little, little iffy. Some matches were like very start to finish exciting. So let's waste no time to get this video out to you guys. Disclaimer as usual, if you disagree with anything I say, anything at all, or if you have a thought yourself, please let me know down in the comments what you change, what you disagree with. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Cue the intro. Alright, kicking it off, we have our Women's World Championship match, which was Liv Morgan retaining against Rhea Ripley via pinfall with the help of Dominic Mysterio. I mean, this really served as no shock to anybody. I mean, we all knew that this was eventually going to happen, and I think it was a great decision to add to the storyline that's already been cooking. Rhea Ripley, for all you Rhea Ripley fans, don't worry, I think she will get the title back very soon, but I think Liv Morgan really needed this win, especially since, Rhea injured her, as much as I don't want to admit it, Rhea Ripley was the villain in this storyline. And again, this is, like I said in my predictions video, this should flat out be the start of the implosion of Judgment Day, because it's been done for a long time. I don't think we should have done it anymore. It was about time that we've moved on from Rhea and Dominic. Now we get to see Dominic and Liv do their little thing. But like as I said, Rhea Ripley will eventually get the title back. But for now, Liv Morgan is riding off into the sunset. I gave this match a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It underwhelmed a little bit. I mean, I don't think Rhea Ripley's shoulder was actually popped out. But, I mean, it was a good way to make her look tough, I guess. But overall, the match was just a little bit underwhelming. Storyline, I'll give it 6 out of 5 stars. Alright, next up we have Braun Breaker capturing the Intercontinental Championship via pinfall. I gave this match, honestly, a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Listen, the match was only 5 minutes, and a lot of people are complaining that was a finisher fest, but that's exactly what it should have been. These two were absolutely hungry to get at each other. It was just Braun Breaker was just more fluid. Braun Breaker, he really needed this win, so badly. Could you imagine what would have happened had he had lost to Sammy? This whole character, new up-and-coming, badass guy, it would have been just absolutely destroyed. And no disrespect to Sammy, but this whole entire title reign was just beating people, burying people who deserve the title over him. Take Chad Gable for an example. You could have had Chad Gable win at, Clash at the Castle, because that was probably the last time he was ever going to get a title shot. But no, they had to go with Sami Zayn. But looking back at what they would have done with Braun Breaker, I feel like that would have been a good decision, though. And I really think this title is going to elevate Braun Breaker's character for years, maybe at least 5 years to come. He is going to be a top star in WWE, and as I predicted that Sami Zayn was going to be involved in the Bloodline business, feuding with Bloodline 2.0, joining Roman and the Usos, original Bloodline faction, go to War Games, have that whole thing happen. So, plus Sami Zayn, this was, like I said with Gunther many times, this is a way for him to get him out of the mid-card championship, because we all know that Sami Zayn doesn't belong in the mid-card picture. But again, great story going into this match. Oh, very, underwhelming match. I mean, 5 minutes is not gonna, do anything for you. But I'm glad for Braun Breaker. He really needed this win. Alright, and next up we have LA Knight winning the US title, his first ever title in the WWE. I give this match, honestly, a 4 out of 5 stars. Listen, the reason, most people would say it's like 3.5 or 3 stars. I mean, most people think this match was very underwhelming. I think it was just nonstop action from start to finish. Both men were these two work really well in the ring together. I think it was a great choice for LA Knight to win. Logan Paul, it was getting to the point where the U.S. title was not defended at all. LA Knight showed up on SmackDown on a week-to-week basis. We need a champion that is going to show up more often, and Logan Paul just wasn't that. You're going to hear me say this again, Logan Paul, the WWE has a reputation of making wrestlers lose in their hometown. Take Drew McIntyre and Glasgow for example. I thought overall just great decision. LA Knight, his character, as I said in my predictions video, his character really needs a title, he's probably one of the most popular baby faces in the entire WWE right now, alongside with Jey Uso. Those two are probably some of the top baby faces. You put a title with that, it makes this awesome, character. As for who is going to be his first title defense, I'm not really sure. Comment down below who you think is going to be his first title defense, but congrats to LA Knight. Yeah. Alright, next up we have Nia Jax capturing the WWE Women's Championship from Bayley via pinfall. Honestly, I could not be more wrong about this match. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. This match was surprisingly really good. You have Bayley kicking out of the Annihilator for the first time since Nia Jax has returned. I couldn't see anybody kicking out of this move. You got Nia Jax just taking elbow. All the moves from Bayley. Tiffany Stratton, you had her teasing a cash in, which I don't think she should have cashed in. I thought she was going to turn on Nia, when her back was turned, the camera was pointing away from Tiffany Stratton. I thought Tiffany Stratton was going to hit her with the briefcase. And if you saw my predictions video, I predicted that Tiffany Stratton was going to cash in. But honestly, now that I saw Nia Jax finally get a title in God knows how long, honestly, I realized how much I actually liked it. And again, it was about time that this current, heel powerhouse character with Nia Jax gets a title. Again, with LA Knight and Braun Breaker, their characters are on fire. You put a title with that, bam, it creates this, ultimate champion. Only Nia Jax is actually a heel. I'm not sure if Braun Breaker should be considered a heel or a face, but Nia Jax, I know she's definitely a heel. Tiffany Stratton cashing in on her is inevitable. I'm curious as to when that's going to happen. Maybe Bad Blood? But I don't know. Nia Jax, she really deserved this win. Even though Bayley took just whatever move Nia Jax threw at her. She put on a good performance, but her title reign this time around has been pretty boring. It was time for a change. Alright, next up we have Drew McIntyre defeating CM Punk with Seth Rollins being the special guest referee via pinfall. I thought this was a excellent decision. And for all the people out there saying, oh, CM Punk should have won, CM Punk should have won, do you know what would have happened to Drew's character had CM Punk had beaten Drew? It would have just buried everything that they've built up for this rivalry. Drew McIntyre needed to win this so badly. CM Punk and Seth Rollins is inevitable. You already know that. That's probably going to go to WrestleMania 41. But this is not the first match that we'll see of Drew McIntyre. Hopefully we'll get a 3 where CM Punk eventually beats Drew McIntyre in the second one. The third one, Drew McIntyre beats CM Punk thanks to Seth Rollins. That's eventually going to set up a WrestleMania 41 match. But this storyline, probably the best storyline in wrestling right now. Drew McIntyre, obviously, taking the bracelet away from CM Punk. Seth Rollins, I mean, I knew that Seth Rollins, it's just, like I said, it just came down to who Seth Rollins hated more, and that was CM Punk. The match, though, was still really good. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Some people might say that was a little too high. I don't think so. I thought it was false finish after false finish after false finish, mainly because the counting wasn't really that good. That's Seth Rollins to blame for that. But Drew McIntyre, overall, needed this win so badly. No disrespect to CM Punk, but I just think that after him screwing Drew McIntyre over and over and over and over and over again, I think it was time for Drew McIntyre to get one up on CM Punk. Kudos to him. Next up, we have our World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunther wins via submission, technical submission, with the help of Finn Balor. Finn Balor has turned on Damian Priest. Oh my goodness. First Dominic Mysterio and now Finn Balor. Oh my goodness. This is going to make for one heck of a storyline. This match was probably the best match of the entire card. I mean, it was almost uncomfortable to watch. The slapping, the hits. Gunther actually started bleeding a little bit. And of course, Damian Priest hit the South of Heaven as you thought he was going to win. Finn Balor hooks Gunther's leg on top of the rope for a rope break and turns on Damian Priest. I thought, again, like Dominic Mysterio, I thought this was a very healthy decision for the booking of the storyline going forward. No more Judgment Day. It was dragging at this point. Fans have been waiting to see Finn Balor get out of Judgment Day. I heard JD McDonough is getting out too. He ripped up the Judgment Day shirt. Now, him and Finn are going to take the tag team titles out of Judgment Day, which they will eventually lose, which will set up a Finn Balor Damian Priest rivalry. And I really think that Gunther being a world champion is really great for WWE because, he's not this guy that's going to be beating up on mid-carders anymore. He's going to be a guy that's beating up on actual talent. I hope he gets to face Seth Rollins eventually because that would be an insane match. But overall, just Damian Priest versus Finn Balor turning really stole the show of this match. Obviously, I think Gunther deserved the title. I'll give the match a 4.5 out of 5 stars. But overall, great decision, great booking, great storyline. Everything about this was just chef's kiss. A lot of people thought that Damian Priest was going to win. I certainly was. I think Gunther needed this win so badly. And for Judgment Day purposes, Finn Balor was going to turn on him. And then I can't wait to see what happens this night on Raw. Finally, that brings us to the main event. Cody Rhodes retains the undisputed WWE Championship with the help from the original Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. This was probably the best thing that has happened to WWE this summer. I mean, Roman Reigns coming back and screwing Solo over. Oh my goodness, the whole crowd popped. And he's got a new theme song and all. Man, this new Bloodline storyline is gonna be chef's kiss. I mean, the only reason The only reason it gets a 4.5 out of 5 stars, the only reason it doesn't get a 5 stars is because, like, none of the Usos or The Rock showed up. But Randy Orton and KO did show up. Obviously, like, you know, it was kind of like a WrestleMania vibe. You know, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa came in, interfered. So Randy Orton, Tama Tonga came in, interfered. So KO fought him off. Tagalua came in, interfered, so Randy Orton fought him off. And then Jacob Fatu came out. I mean, nobody fought him off, but he hurt himself as Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa were getting back in the ring. But then you hear the original Tribal Chief's music hits, and then he comes out, spears Solo Sikoa, Superman punches him, Cody Rhodes hits the crossroads, bam, pins him, it's over. I cannot wait to see what happens this Friday night on SmackDown. Roman Reigns is going to make SmackDown so much more interesting because I feel like ever since he left, SmackDown has just not been doing good at all. Like, it's been way worse than Raw, but now that he's back with the Bloodline story and everything, I think this really should be the elevating of SmackDown. Obviously, it's going to go all the way to War Games. We're going to have Tama Tonga, Tagalua, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa versus, hopefully, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn. I wonder if they're going to put Cody Rhodes in there. Maybe Cody Rhodes, and maybe you could add someone like The Rock. Or maybe someone, another Bloodline member out of the company that could sign with WWE. I'm not sure. The possibilities are limitless. But either way, the end game of all of this is going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And I think this is going to make for one heck of a storyline. Maybe at some point in this story, you could have Randy Orton turning on Cody Rhodes, which could, elevate their eventual feud at WrestleMania 41, where I think Randy Orton should win. But overall, great match, great story, great return from Roman Reigns. Welcome back, Cody Rhodes. Obviously, great effort. This title reign was really elevated from this moment. I cannot wait to see what they do with these two in the foreseeable future. Well, guys, that is going to do it for my SummerSlam 2024 recap. I hope you all enjoyed this video very much, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like on this video and make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. I hope we can get it by the end of the summer, but without further ado, I'm not going to hold y'all for any longer. I'll see y'all guys the next time I upload. Peace.